You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ross Palumbo, and here's a look at your top stories at this hour. The Department of Justice and dozens of states, including California, have just hit Apple with a major antitrust lawsuit. Apple now stands accused of using anti-competitive tactics to maintain a monopoly on the smartphone market. It is a sweeping U.S. antitrust lawsuit against Apple, which the Department of Justice compares to its historic case against Microsoft in the 90s and the breakup of the monopoly of Standard Oil back in 1911. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland today saying the heart of this blockbuster case is simple.
We allege that Apple has consolidated its monopoly power, not by making its own products better, but by making other products worse.
Making other products worse. The DOJ alleges to disincentivize consumers from using its products that are not made by Apple.
We bring this case to make sure that Apple competes by innovating rather than imposing rules and fees that prevent others from innovating and competing too.
The Justice Department says Apple degrades how Android messages appear on iPhones, blocks new apps on the iPhone operating system, and restricts competing smartwatches from working with iPhones, all making consumers more likely to buy from Apple.
As any iPhone user who has ever seen a green text message or received a tiny, grainy video can attest, Apple's anti-competitive conduct also includes making it more difficult for iPhone users to message with users of non-Apple products.
Apple denies the allegations. In a statement, the company said the lawsuit could set a, quote, dangerous precedent and hinder its ability to make compelling and consumer-friendly technology. The company adding, this lawsuit threatens who we are and the principles that set Apple products apart in fiercely competitive markets. It is a major story across the country, and right here in the Southland where Apple does have a major office. Ahead at 3 in a special edition of KCAL News, our Jeff Nguyen will have much more on this landmark lawsuit and what California Attorney General Rob Bonta now has to say about all of this. Other major news in tech today, the United Nations has adopted its first resolution on artificial intelligence. It's an international effort to make sure the technology is safe, secure, and most importantly, trustworthy. Here to help us understand all of this is Principal Security Consultant David Brauchler with the NCC Group. David, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
You know, Dave, I know this was a U.S. proposal, but so many countries signed on to this, including China. Can you give us a broad idea of what this means?
Absolutely. So although the text of the resolution itself hasn't quite yet been released, it's truly a momentous occasion, the fact that we've been able to get 121 nations, including the United States and China, to agree about anything, let alone something as controversial as AI. And I think it goes to show that we as nations are united, that this is a powerful technology that we want to use moving forward in a way that benefits all of us and not just a select few individuals.
So what are the top security risks with AI? You know, we've heard of so many problems across the globe. What does this address specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. So in regards to security, a big part of the problem that we're facing is that organizations are rushing in to implement it because they see it as the next big thing, without fully understanding the implications of adding AI to their products. And so even in our organization, NCC Group, we are seeing countless security vulnerabilities be introduced by the overzealous implementation of AI in these systems. And I think that moving forward, we're going to end up seeing more of that, along with potentially organizations making bad business decisions, thinking that AI can do things that it's just not capable of.
You know, in this political season, David, I think the thing most people are aware of are deep fakes, using AI to generate images of, say, President Biden or former President Trump to make them appear to say things they've never said before. That's the sort of thing that we're talking about here as well, right?
Absolutely. And currently, that's an ongoing risk that we just don't happen to have a good solution for. We have certain technologies that are capable of detecting deep fakes to some degree, but ultimately right now, we're in a bit of a wild west. We don't have solutions to some of these problems, and it's an arm race.
You know, this is a great first step, the UN agreeing to this resolution. I'm sure when we see the exact wording, it'll be spelled out very carefully. But in essence, this resolution is toothless, isn't it? There's really no way to enforce what other countries are doing with AI right now, AI that is right now, is there?
That's exactly correct. And unlike something like the Security Council, there's not even the fact that the nations are pretending that they're bound by this agreement. In fact, this is something that is more of a suggestion, but it does indicate that the UN is thinking about AI and the direction that we should be heading as a global community moving forward.
So what do you think the next step really is here? I mean, are we close enough after making this resolution that we can start to formulate laws and rules that all nations should agree by? I mean, right here in the U.S., we haven't even gotten to that point.
I think it's a little bit early to start talking about laws when we're not even sure what the short-term future for this technology looks like, let alone the next 20 years or so. We can take some steps, and I think that the best solution moving forward is to regulate how AI impacts people rather than trying to regulate, say, the technology or the development of this technology itself. We need to be looking at things like how are individuals and their jobs being impacted by AI rather than how many computers did it take to train this system.
And is that really, David, what average Americans, all of us should be looking at right now? Those are the real world implications right now. For journalists, for example, AI is being used to write stories. Is that where our focus should be?
Absolutely. I think that the danger is less that we're going to end up creating a computer system that destroys the world, and more so, we're going to end up creating just mountains and mountains of garbage data, and things like customer support, IT, programming, and journalism are going to be potentially usurped by systems that really aren't making quality products in the end.
You know, and those are really definable things. Other issues are AI-generated art, putting the creative community out of business in some ways. A lot to look at right now. But David Broucher, thank you so much for explaining all that to us, and we'll come talk to you again when we see some real action on this in terms of laws. All right?
Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, David. Turning now to your weather, a live look outside at Malibu. Oh no, we're looking at the Santa Monica Pier. You can see the clouds in the distance, but all in all, a beautiful day out there. The temperatures are really nice and no rain yet, but that may change this weekend. Meteorologist Paul Deanno has the latest on our weather forecast.
When you were out dropping off the kids at school around 8 o'clock in the morning, you might have been wondering, I'm not so sure if it's going to be a sunny day today, but Mother Nature can work her magic very quickly, and we went from completely cloudy to completely sunny in a matter of about 2 hours throughout the day today. Why? The marine layer was only about 1,000 feet thick, so we all had clouds, but they weren't that thick. Get to May and get to June, that marine layer could be 3,000 or 4,000 feet thick, taking a lot longer to burn off. So we had the widespread clouds. We will enjoy a sunny afternoon and temperatures near normal, and we will experience some rain coming up this weekend. Saturday and Sunday carry a rain chance. Here's a springy thought for you. We get more daylight added to our day this time of year than any other time of year. We're gaining more than 2 minutes of daylight per day this week and next week. Specifically today, 2 minutes and 7 seconds. If you run that out over a 7-day period, adding about 15 minutes of daylight per week. That's a noticeable difference. You'll notice sunset's getting later, sunrise is getting earlier for the next several weeks. High temperatures today, right along the beach. You'll get the sunshine, but you're cooler, mid-60s. 70 for Los Angeles, 75 for our warmest valleys. Gorgeous day with no clouds in the high desert, 73 degrees. Rain chances, though, ramping up right as you start your weekend. Saturday morning, some scattered showers, on and off rain, light rain. Saturday, a lesser chance, but still there on Sunday. The weekend is looking soggy at times. For the metro area, 70 today and tomorrow. Los Angeles will only have a high of 65 on Saturday. I do think we'll get some sunshine, especially Sunday afternoon, but still breezy, still chilly, and we're back up near 70 degrees when we head back to work or school next week. That is your Kickout forecast. Have a great day.
All right, thanks a lot, Paul. It is beautiful out there, at least for now. Get outside and enjoy it. This has been The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. We will be back live at 3 right here on CBS News Los Angeles.